り多くの思い出を重ねる。より多くの思い出を重ねる。おめでとうございます。名鑑レベルが上がりましたね。名鑑レベルが上がりましたね。名鑑レベルが上がりましたね。レースにエントリーするのか？レースにエントリーするのか？
すまない。優秀国での証言の記録にはそれほど時間はかからないと思うが、それほど時間はかからないと思うが、それほど時間はかからない。これから死者を呼ん。分かった。これから死者を呼ん。分かった。これから死者を呼ん。分かった。
I'm really sorry about all this. But the test...
I'll call as you wish.
As General Jing Yuan requested, everything is prepared for your arrival.
to say bye. Stand still. Relax.
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all!
Until everything burns to ashes!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Set the seas ablaze!
Time to say bye. Boom.
Fight to live!
Stand still.
Get them!
Relax.
Set the seas ablaze!
Get them!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Get them!
Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom.
Get them!
Relax. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all!
Time to say bye. Boom.
Get them!
Stand still.
Until everything burns to ashes! 名鑑レベルが上がりましたね。Set the seas ablaze! このティアラ似合ってるでしょ。カルシアン学園に合格したお祝いでママにもらったのよ。
Time to say bye.
歓迎対そこなお勝達成確認を忘れずにな。
Stand still. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
今朝のテレビ占い2位ってなんか微妙な順位。マキオンさんって優しいわよね。美味しい茶葉も分けてくれるし、お役立ちグッズもくれるし。お、トレーニング。
Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Set the seas ablaze!
Relax.
Get them!
Stand still.
Fight to live! レースにエントリーするのか？
Time to say bye. Boom. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
いらっしゃいませ。どうぞごゆっくりご覧ください。お、トレーニングか？よし、目指すか、将棋よ。
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all!
Time to say bye. Boom.
Get them!
Stand still.
Until everything burns to ashes!
I weep for the
いけない。
departed. It too shall fall.
このゴールドシップ様をハルシーソーフェイ
Relax. From the still waters of oblivion. Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom.
Fight to live!
Relax. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Set the seas ablaze!
Get them!
このまどうせ手綱有力そう提案私は心霊こう全ての距離全てのコースを用意した新たな大レースを作るのだ
As General Jing Yuan requested, everything is prepared for your arrival.
Every breath one takes is a perception of the self. Every breath one takes is a perception of the self.
その名も早速この大ニュースを伝える
Stand still.
記者会見の準備だ
I'll crush them all!
Time to say bye.
新設 URA
Relax.
until everything burns to ashes
Stand still. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Relax.
until everything burns to ashes
Time to say bye. Boom.
you'll set the seas ablaze
Stand still. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Get them!
Relax.
Detonate!
Stand still.
until everything burns to ashes
Relax. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
あれはーい
Time to say bye.
おはようございます
Boom.
until everything burns to ashes それでやるなら面白い練習がいいなそういうのある
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
devils! I'll crush them all!
Until everything burns to ashes!
Time to say bye. Boom. Stand still.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
やあやあ
As General Jing Yuan requested, everything is prepared for your arrival, and I am here to receive.
Forward!
うむちょっと曲がって Until everything すなわち to ashes! なあなあわ
Stand still.
どんなメニューをやるの教えて何からや
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
トレーニング よしやるぞ
Time to say bye. Boom.
準備タイプ Until everything burns to ashes いくよ
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
私がおいオープンあー権利をうわにゃあなんとはっトレーナーよやあなんとふっふんわーはっもう
As General Jing Yuan requested.
Research is progressing at astronomical speeds. Every breath one takes is a perception of the self.
うむはいうむなんかよしやるぞ
Everything is prepared for your arrival, and I am here to receive you. The judges at the Interrogation Division also know your purpose in coming.
The shackling prison. I didn't expect to be back here after all these years.
Don Hung.
Don't worry about me.
If you're ready, I'll open the gate for you.
トレーナー
Well, technically, the shackling prison is spread out across multiple delves, and the ancient sea is just where they overlap. Please, come on in, dear guests.
こんにちは。ありがとうございます。すみません。
What are you looking at?
The shackling prison on the Luofu is completely different from the one on the Yaoqing. It's completely underwater.
Whether it's in the clouds or underwater, breaking free would still be a piece of cake for me.
Still thinking about your old jailbreak tricks, huh? Forget it. You're free now. Just don't do anything stupid, or the judges will throw you back in there and lock you up for a few hundred years.
You'll see me again in just a few days.
Taking Hule back to the Yaoqing means a lot to the Foxians on the ship, and to the General herself. So stay alert.
Guests, my name is Shui Yi, and I'm here on orders from the Incarceration Division of the Ten Lords Commission.
We're Jiao Cho and Moza. General Fei Xiao sent us to extradite the Borisin criminal Hule to the Yaoqing. We're here to inspect the conditions of his imprisonment and make preparations for the handover and transportation. I assume you've been briefed, Your Honor.
Your visit request has been approved. I'll be your guide for this trip.
Yes.
Prisoner Hule, the warhead, and due to his heinous acts, he has been imprisoned in the depths of the shackling prison and subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords until the end of time. He shall never be pardoned.
No need to repeat his crimes and sentence, Your Honor. He is the greatest enemy of us Foxians. The stories of his atrocities are used to terrify our children. I'm well aware of every crime he's committed. Let's move on to the next step.
When it comes to visiting criminals, there are rules in place to ensure your safety. I know you've heard legends about Hule since you were children, but your knowledge about him is likely very limited. Only the judges of the Ten Lords Commission truly know what kind of abomination is locked up at the bottom of the shackling prison. It has been centuries since Jing Liu, the former sword champion of the Luofu, captured Hule. And during all those years, we never provided him with any food. Yet he somehow managed to stay alive. It defies all the documented physical characteristics of the Borison. The Forest of Swords, forged by the Punishment Division, is a device of intense torment, used to execute sinful abominations. Most Borison die within 3 days in the forest. But Hule is different. Every time the blades pierce him, his body instantly heals. Despite the brutal punishment, he somehow manages to survive. The complex rules are there because of his abnormal characteristics. Do you understand now?
I apologize for any offense caused. Please continue, Your Honor.
I've given you the instructions regarding Hulei's visitation. Please make sure you read them carefully. And please, take this pellet before proceeding.
No, I'm not taking random medicine.
Then you won't be allowed to visit Hule.
Just swallow it already. Hule is like all Borison. He can release a pheromone called lupatoxin that induces fear. Thousands of years ago, we Foxians were enslaved by the Borison. Not because we were naturally weaker, but because of their lupatoxin. This pill is for our own mental well-being.
I understand.
I knew you were a reasonable person. Now that we've taken the medicine, let's proceed. Your Honor.
What is it?
No. Never mind. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Let's keep moving.
Here we are. Her Honor hasn't arrived yet. Please wait a moment.
Welcome, dear guests from the Express. Judge Hanya of the Interrogation Division. We've met before. Glad to meet you again. Please allow me to express my...
Looks like while March 7th and I were clueless, you already made many...
Even though you and I have met before, we can't show any favoritism under the Ten Lords. So, please do as I command as we head to Scrivener Hall and beyond. Don't do anything without my permission. This is not a place for ordinary mortals. You and Mr. Dunham, please come with me.
Please lead the way, Your Honor.
Please let me activate the mechanism before we all move forward. And please, watch your steps.
This might be of some use.
トレーニング頑張ったらご褒美もらえるんだよね。よーしやるぞー。よしやるぞー。見事にゃー。はっはー。ごめんなさい。ダイスのせいで。え？ダイスのせいで。ダメな子だ。えすごーい。ありがとう。はあ、なんだろう、すっごく眠くて力が抜けて、はあ。いくよー。なんかヘロヘロかも。力が出ないよ。プシュー。なんだろう、おはよう。うららー。ねえねえ。あ、 何からやる？ワクワクするトレーニングがいいな。トレーニング頑張ったらご褒美もらえるんだよね。よーし、やるぞ。
It's freezing.
This place is filled with the cold air from the northern peak of the polar belt. Even the toughest long-lived species would have a hard time enduring this.
準備体操はバッチリだよ。
This might be of some use.
よし、やるぞ。見事にゃー。はっはー。いつもみたく楽しんで走ってくるね、トレーナー。今まで通りに走ればいいんだよね。大丈夫だよ。うんららいける気がする。えいえいおー。
A few decorative designs wouldn't go amiss.
2番ハルウラ
実力は完全に上位ですね。貫禄すら感じてしまいます。この子の鋭い差し足が炸裂するか期待しましょう。
Did you hear something just now?
出走だ。
Let me check it out.
輝く太陽の下に開かれている東京レース場。
What an eyesore.
両と発表された
This
馬場には
place is
砂人
packed
が
with
待っています
boxes and
馬場が
crates.
乾いていますから力のいるレースになりそうですね。
3番人気はこの子です。4番この評価は少し不満か。2番人気はこの子。8番スタンドに押しかけたファンの期待を一身に背負って1番人気ハルウララ。
私が一番期待している馬娘、気合い入れてほしいですね。
各馬娘ゲートに入って体勢整いました。今スタートが切られました。
These
各
crates
馬娘揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。
oddly
これは位置
familiar.
取りが熾烈になりそうです
A
ね。
few days ago, the Spirit Fairs received reports about an IPC transport ship that was
この
attacked
位置
by
なら周囲
Boris.
の様子を伺います。冷
Then,
静にレースを進
a
めて
bunch
ま
of
す
those
ね。
先頭
abominations
は
were
6番
dumped
単
into
身で
this
飛ばしていき
place.
ます。先頭から大きく離され
I
て
had a
2番手は
feeling
9
there
番
would be
3 番
trouble
手には
during the
8
war
番その
dance,
うち並んで1
throwing
番差がな
both
く
the
4番
pirates
それを
and
見
the
るように
cargo in
7番
jail.
ハルウラがこの位置につけています。
That's a
すぐ
new
に続いて5番大欅を越え4コーナーへまだ差がある。
I heard the Intelligentsia Guild crafted something dangerous. We have many records in the Hall of Karma about these wise ones. They love to tinker with forbidden technologies, always trying to push the limits of ingenia. I caught a glimpse of the mechs in those crates, and they bear a striking resemblance to Boris. I wonder what they're planning this time. Well, business first. Let's keep moving. Strange. I don't remember checking the containment facilities a second time.
Emergency! All wardens prepare for action! Emergency! All wardens prepare for action!
What's happening here? Why are these things moving on their own? Something is wrong. The guards aren't responding.
Stay away!
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
Until everything burns to ashes!
This thing is going wild. Just like a voracek by the wind.
Looks like we're on our own for this one.
Set the seas aflame!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to live!
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
All will be swept away by the wind.
Enjoying yourself?
For oblivion.
Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind.
Still waters.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
Enjoying yourself?
Damaged. Attack!
Until everything burns to ashes! Yes!
But how is this even possible? The Spiritfarers followed protocols, cutting off power to the mechs and sealing the crates. How could these mechs still start moving?
It's just like what happened in the Artisanship Commission before. These goods went haywire and attacked everyone in sight. The Alchemy Commission members examined them and found some unusual structures within. These things showing up in the shackling prison can only mean one thing.
A prison break.
And whoever delivered these goods clearly wanted them to go through the Xianzhou's strict inspection process to show the Skyfaring Commission and Cloud Knights how dangerous.
If these things already started taking action while nobody was paying attention, then the whole prison is in trouble, I'm afraid. And to make things worse, another group of visitors just entered the depths of the shackling prison. The messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. And the prisoner they came to visit might be the target whom these wolf-shaped mechs were delivered here for. If that vicious beast manages to break free, it will be a catastrophe for the Xianzhou Luofu.
Here we are.
Have we arrived already, Your Honor? Shouldn't there be a cage here?
I've given you the diagrams for lighting the lanterns. Please take a look.
お疲れ様です。なるほど。
The path is open. Once we descend to the bottom of the prison, please do not do anything reckless. Inside the delve, behind this door, is the greatest enemy of the Foxians, Hule. According to custom, envoys from the Yao Qing visit the Xianzhou La Fu once every century to check on this abomination's imprisonment and condition. Even though the Ten Lords Commission sentenced Hule to the Forest of Swords, suffering every day for the rest of his life, I understand that the Yao Qing messengers want to see him dead. Unfortunately, for the past 7 centuries, they've had to return to some...
If we can use his toxin to create medicine and save an innocent life, it might help balance out some of the sins he's committed. Could you be the key to a cure for the general, Hule?
And once again, the envoys of the Yao Qing will leave. However, I won't say the same for me and my brothers.
Who's there?
I'm just a humble counselor of the Rhino Hound Pack. You can call me Mokhtar.
Wardens, intruders on the lowest level. Send reinforcements.
Nobody will hear you at the bottom of the shackling prison. Thank you for opening up the prison for us. We'll take it from here.
No wonder I kept smelling that familiar stench. So it wasn't just my imagination. Do your thing, Morsa.
We mustn't let these abominations get any closer. There are too many of them.
Once we were inside the shackling prison, we found soldiers failing us
Until everything burns to ashes!
I suggest you surrender now. Of course, I'll still kill you.
I weep for the party.
But I promise.
How presumptuous.
Leave if you can, Morsa.
It's not time yet.
Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
Still waters of oblivion.
My back.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Until everything burns to ashes!
A slow simmer over low heat, or quick
Inside the delve, behind this door, is the greatest enemy at the bottom. Detestable things. There are too many of them.
Once we were inside, we found soldiers and failed everywhere.
Burns to ashes!
Just off for oblivion.
I suggest you surrender. Of course. I'll still kill you. But I promise.
How presumptuous. Die now!
Leave if you can, Yosa.
It's not time yet.
Fiends or devil. I'll crush them all!
Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
Still waters of oblivion.
Pick on someone your own side.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Get them! Detonate!
Until everything burns to ashes!
Destined for oblivion.
They can't be allowed here!
I've waited for too long. My first meal after regaining my freedom is the flesh and blood of my fellow kindred. A sad scene indeed.
It's been a long time. Boy, welcome back.
なるほど。
Many times has Verduntia spun around since our last hunt. Duran's will. Tell me your name.
Oh, great Hule, nemesis of the Foxians and the hunter of all beings. I'm Moktok, a humble counselor of the Rhino Hound Pack. I'm only one insignificant heir spawned from you. It's been at least 7 centuries since you led our pack through the hunting grounds of the stars. I'm thrilled to see that you are as cunning and skillful as ever.
7 centuries. 7 centuries have passed. But why have Duran's whelps grown to look like this? Tell me, Moktok, why have you grown to resemble our most despicable slaves and enemies, the Foxians?
I've been commanded to release you from this cursed prison. It is Senjaya's will. That's why I had to take a magic pill, don the skin of a lowly beast, play along with their hypocrisy.
Since you have an escape plan, tell me, what's our next move to get off of this ridiculously large ship?
My brothers and I will lock down this prison, trapping the prison guards inside.
お休みしたり遊んだり
The rest of my crew, who are undercover like me, secure the vessels for our escape. According to the plan, we only have 4 hours to get out.
なるほど
Originally, I intended to carry out the plan tomorrow, but they're planning to transfer you to Xianzhou Yaoqing now. So I seized this opportunity to set you free.
What a reckless plan, you idiot! Even if we manage to get the ships,
やるじゃない
our chances of escaping
Yes.
are slimmer than a foxy slipping through my claws.
We have no other choice.
私
The
元気
angel
だよ
serving under the
け
master
どね
of immortality
耳と
sent
尻
me
尾
with
が
a
ずっ
message.
とへにゃーって
Only
してる
your
の
return will end the prolonged divisions among the Borisin.
お出かけだ
Every one of my crew is ready to lay down their lives
トレーニ
if
ン
it
グ頑張
means
ったら
setting you
ご
free.
褒美もらえるんだよねよーしやるぞ
A sneaky weakling like you is actually showing some reckless bravery with this plan.
ワクワクするね
Fine. You'll get what you want. And all of Duran's whelps will too.
あの
Well
お願
then,
い
my lord, we should leave now.
Before we go, give me one of those magic pills.
ありが
My lord, do you seriously want to don the skin of a lowly beast?
何
It
か
would
ら
be
や
a
る
disgrace to your greatness, my lord.
よしやるぞ
Greatness means
見事
nothing. Freedom. Once I get out, we'll need a disguise that won't raise any suspicion.
As you wish, my lord.
Is that foxy slave my
見事
meal?
No, he's an envoy from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. I plead you to endure him a bit, my lord, as he's more valuable as a hostage. Take him, guys. Time to move out.
こらあの
Madam Hanya, the wardens in all areas are regrouping. Those Ingenium enemies are wandering
Hush!
around and causing heavy casualties. And to make things worse, those iron wolves broke open the cages and let the criminals out. We've called for backup, but it seems like all communication is jammed.
Let's preserve our strength and first take down the isolated prisoners. By decree of the Ten Lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Just a short time ago, another key mechanism was activated.
後悔
It was probably Madame Shui and the Yaoqing messengers, heading to the bottom of the prison. Given the situation, I'm afraid that area is exactly where our enemies are targeted.
こんにちは
We mustn't let that vile beast escape from its cage.
We've gathered all the prison guards who can still fight, and we'll split up and secure each floor.
Go!
わかっ
Those intruders are quite bold. They must have been planning this for quite a while.
いいよおー
Indeed, but Borisin tend to favor direct and aggressive approaches. Crafting careful and precise plans like this is simply not their style. Let's focus on the current situation right now. Please help me.
ありゃりゃほら
What's the fastest way to the bottom of this prison, Miss Hanya? If we don't get there quickly, we'll soon be outnumbered by all the enemies inside.
We'll have to bend the rules. Please, follow me.
Prisoners must remain in place in the phase of
By decree of the Ten Lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Yes, ma'am!
Hold your position here.
Yes, ma'am.
We need a few tools if we want to reach the bottom quickly.
実力は完全に上位ですね。貫禄すら感じてしまいます。
The path is cut off. Someone must have altered the mechanism. No matter. It'll just require a bit more work to get through.
晴れ渡る空の下行われる東京レース場ダーク1600未勝利戦9人の馬娘たちが挑みます。3番人気はこの子です。9番2番人気を紹介しましょう。6番威風堂々とスタートを待つのはこの馬娘。本日の1番人気春うらら。
気合十分いい顔してますね。
各馬娘ゲートに入って体勢整いました。スタートです。各馬娘揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。
先行争いは7番、4番、1番芝からダートに入ります。現在最高峰は1番人気の春うらら。この状況をどう見ますか？
直線勝負にかけているんでしょう。終盤に期待です。
7番快調に飛ばしていきます。先頭を行ったのは7番、続いて1番、7番と1番、2人とも花は譲りません。春うらら、ペースが速い。
ちょっと前に出ましたね。
さあ花に立ったのは7番。このままリードすることができるか。2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのは1番。1馬身離れて4番、その後ろから春うらら。5番手、その外並んで9番、それを見るように6番。そしてその内から行ったのは2番、外で8番。意気揚々と先頭を行きます。7番、どうでしょうこの展開。
かかってしまっているかもしれません。一息つけるといいですが。
大欅を越え4コーナーへ。さあいよいよ直線だ。どのタイミングで誰が仕掛けるのか。春うららまだ抑えたままだ。春うらら前を狙っているぞ。最後のコーナー最初に駆け抜けてきたのは7番。ここで先頭に立った4番。残り400。外から飛んできたのは春うらら。突っ込んでくる春うらら。春うらら強烈な追い上げ。春うららここで抜け出した。一気に上がってくる春うらら。200を通過。春うらら頑張れ。春うらら頑張れ。春うららの初めての勝利が見えてきた。後ろを突き放して春うららゴールイン。圧巻の走りでレースを制した。未勝利戦を制しました。春うららの完勝でした。2着4番、3着6番。
Looks like there was a fierce battle here not long ago.
The gate to the prison delve is wide open. Hule has managed to break free. Where are the Yaoqing messengers? And where's my sister? Are they still alive?
Let's look around. Maybe we'll find some clues.
Yi is here.
Miss Shui bravely sacrificed herself. My condolences, Miss Hanya.
Condolences? Well, that's unnecessary. You must understand. Thanks to the Ten Lords' blessing, my sister turned into an Ingenium centuries ago. Dying and returning as just a soul to the Hall of Karma's document office has become a routine for her. While I'm not keen on seeing her throw away her body like it's some replaceable part, but... By the way, have you seen bodies that might be the Yaoqing messengers? One of them is a Foxian wearing exquisite clothes, and the other wears a dark cloak, like a fugitive.
No. I haven't found any Foxian bodies. Only Borisan ones.
So, the intruders and Hule are holding the Yaoqing messengers hostage. This is the worst situation. With hostages in their grasp, the prison guards can't do anything about the prisoners. If anything happens to the messengers, the relationship between the Yaoqing and the Luofu could be irreversibly damaged. We must rescue the messengers, get out of here, and spread the news. We mustn't give up as long as there's a glimmer of hope.
What have you found, Miss Hanya?
Spoilers for the space and time for you are unquest. Memes is still unclear. In today's video, we're diving deep into
Reconstruct.
It's my sister. Looks like her soul hasn't returned to the Hall of Karma yet. At such a critical moment, her death can give us information that we can turn into an advantage.
one Genshin Impact
Bro, that'd be so cool.
that has
Yeah.
since we're talking.
Let me see. The damage isn't too bad. If I can fix it up, my sister will have a temporary body. Welcome back, sister. I don't know what kind of expression I should have at a time like this. Happy? Tears of joy? Forget it. I'm used to you coming back in all sorts of forms.
Now is not the time for jokes. This side crane can't hold
All of me. Sister, what did you see when you were killed?
One of the Yaoqing messengers escaped, and the other one was taken hostage and brought upwards?
Besides the Borison, there were other intruders. Invisible.
Invisible intruders? What does that even mean? How many conspiracies are tangled up in this mess? Do me a favor, sister. The intruders have cut off all communication between inside. Make sure you deliver.
I understand. Please.
Time is running out, Miss Hanya. If we keep delaying, those Borison will escape from the prison.
All right. If we happen to come across... Cross that Yaoqing messenger who got away. No. Stopping Hule should probably be our top priority.
ここは負けられない一番人気4番ハルウラ。
実力は完全に上位ですね。貫禄すら感じてしまいます。
13番人気6番
The invisible intruders.
Watch your back.
These abominations aren't prisoners from this prison.
Existence is unity.
Here comes fiends or devils. Crush them all. Attack.
Until everything burns to ashes! 上空には灰色の空が広がる京都レース場。天気は何とか持ちこたえ、両馬場の時を
天気持ってくれるといいですね。
3番人気には3番、2番人気を紹介しましょう。エルコンドルバター、スタンドに押しかけたファンの期待を一身に背負って、1番人気春うらら。
いや、十分いい顔してますね。
各馬娘、ゲートに入って体勢整いました。
All will be swept away by the wind.
ゲートが開いた。各馬娘、綺麗なスタートを切りました。
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。
先行争いは7番、13番、9番、期待通りの結果を出せるか。1番人気春うらら。先頭を行ったのは7番、2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのは8番、第1コーナー回って第2コーナー。花を奪っていったのは7番、続いて8番、その後大量馬身開いて13番、そのうち並んで9番、2馬身3馬身開いてエルコンドルパター。少し後ろから1番、6番、並んできた春うらら。並んでくる春うらら。ペースが速い。
ちょっと前に出ましたね。
向こう正面に入って先頭からしんがりまでおよそ10馬身。依然先頭は7番、続きました8番、2馬身離れて9番、そしてその後方には13番、1馬身離れて春うらら。内を回ります1番、後ろエルコンドルパター。その外並んで6番、少し離れて12番、2番、並びかけてきた。さらには3番、それを2輪5番、 10番続いている。7番先頭を進みますが、これは正解でしょうか。
かかってしまっているかもしれません。息を入れるタイミングがあればいいですが。
先頭がいて7番2馬身リード。第4コーナーを進んで直線へ向かう。
ここからスパート。一気にレースが動きます。
この直線で勝負が決まるとまだ1馬身以上の差があるぞ。ここから捉えることができるのか。栄光まで400、まだ差がある。ここから先頭を捉える子は出てくるのか。最後のコーナー、最初に立ち上がってるのは7番。外から上がってきたのは春うらら200を通過。先頭は7番変わらない7番。苦しいけど粘っている7番。ここまでは春うらら並んできた。春うららそしてゴール。春うらら差し切った。1着7番3着エルコンドルパサー。お疲れ様です。
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
A miracle.
お願いします。
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all. Immortality.
Did I win? Did I win?
Not even a thing.
Prison management. I prefer to be called the Yaoqing messenger who strategically retreated. At least 2 different groups of intruders infiltrated here. The wolf cubs and these Mara-struck soldiers. Their hiding technique. It's pretty similar to the wind mantle technique used by the Vidyadhara serving Kailorum Venti on the Yaoqing. What do you think? Well, never mind if you don't have any clues. Now is not the time to exchange assassination techniques. I'm Motza. My friend fell into the clutches of that wolf. I was planning to escape and report back as quickly as possible. Now it seems... The prison of Wolfu is a real maze, I must admit.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Muaza. We'll do our best to ensure your friend's safety.
No, you can do nothing for him now. And you shouldn't be focusing on his safety at the moment.
Your friend is in Hule's clutches and you're just going to leave him behind?
Look, I'm the Yaoqing General's guard, not his. I've seen how that giant wolf fights, and there's no way. Trying to save my friend will only get us killed. I don't know how you think, but I won't throw my life away for a lost cause. Listen up. I've been tracking these fugitives, and I know their next move. They're planning to seal off the entire prison to keep the outside world in the dark. The worst case scenario, we are all killed by that giant wolf, and the shackling prison is sealed off. No one will know about us or about their escape until it's too late. And the best case scenario... best case scenario would be we seal the gates and trap the enemy inside with us. Can't let that monstrous wolf escape. Hopefully, someone will eventually notice that something is off and come to help. As for whether we'll still be alive by then, it's not something we should think about.
We should have a way of comforting people.
As a person of the Yao Qing, I've always searched for something meaningful to give my life to.
I have to make it out alive. My companions are waiting for me.
As a netherworld dweller, I've already died once.
Yeah. We won't give up. Not until the very last moment.
None of you are part of the Ten Lords' commission, so sacrificing yourselves isn't the right move. As a judge, it's my responsibility to guard this prison. And if someone should step up to stop Hule from escaping, it should be me, not you. Once we reach the gate, I hope you'll help me seal it. After that, I'll do everything I can to fight the Borisin. And you find a safe place to hide and wait for reinforcements. Now, let's proceed upward.
Stream forth.
Stay put! Get them!
Eternal.
レース楽しみですね。全力で受けて立ちます。Until everything burns to ashes! お
How familiar. Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Another blood debt repaid.
Oh, トレーニングか？よし、目指すか、将棋よ！
Seek, and you will find.
A あなたとウマ娘のお話はとても興味深いですね。道場破り、面白かったな。またやろう。
We must seal the entrance before the Borisin fugitives get out. The prison wardens and mechanisms won't be able to hold them for long. Follow me. We're almost there. The gate is just ahead.
Stream forth.
競技大会で1着取るならこのくらい頑張んないと。
The fugitives are charging at the gate. Please be careful, Your Honor.
トレーナーなんだ。私は春だろ。ねえねえ、トレーナーなら競技大会も見に来るんでしょ。じゃあさ、私が走るとこも見てってよ。絶対一着になってみせるから。走りは絶好調だし、元気だし、人参も美味しいし、勝てるんじゃないかなって思ってるんだよね。
All will be swept away by the wind.
よーし、トレーニング続けようっと。それじゃあまたね。バイバーイ。
It too shall fall.
足が重たい。
Fiends or devils? I'll crush them all! Demonstrate. Get them! Demonstrate.
Set the seas ablaze! 最後の戦いに入り、各馬娘ラストスパート。遅れている春うららは下が
Another
るのが
blood debt repaid.
まだまだ戦闘手段混戦のままゴール。これは際どい写真判定となりそうです。
Stay put! Get them!
Eternal.
ゴールまであとちょっと、もうちょっと。
All will be swept away by the wind.
遅れること春うららが今ゴールを崩しました。あのからは拍手が送られています。
Still waters of oblivion.
最後まで全力で走れたんだ。トレーニング頑張った甲斐があったよ。本当？やったー。
This brings back
楽
such
しかったな。また走りたいな。やっぱ走るのって楽しい。そういえば私、今度の選抜レースも出るんだ。ねえ、そっちも見に来てよ。次こそ一着取れると思うから。約束ね。
My lord, we're just one step away from freedom. As we pass through the gate, no one will be able to stop us.
So this hostage is useless now. Kill him, Moktok.
He's getting away. Do something, Jiao. It's just like the old days, you useless loser. Just do something!
Maybe this Yao Qing messenger can strike a deal in exchange for his life. He can use his status to help us escape from the Xianzhou. What do you think, Mr. Jiaozhou?
Oh, just look at you. Fallen so low during my absence. You're even negotiating with livestock. As far as I recall, no one from the Yao Qing would ever consider a deal with Duran's offspring.
うららちゃん、お疲れ
I've
様。
got to
楽しかった
make
よ。
this beast stay here.
こっちもレースしてく
Whether
れ
it's
て
for
あ
the
り
sake
が
of
と
Fei Xiao
う。
or
今
the
度は
Yao
負け
Qing.
ないからね。よーし、次は誰と走ろうかな。
Deal.
ってあれ？トレーナーだ。
I certainly have more value alive.
俺は模
My
擬レース
identity,
じゃなくて道
my
場
knowledge of
破
the
り。
Xianzhou,
昨日漫
and
画
my
で見たん
understanding
だ。
of many things that your minions have no knowledge of.
強い人をバッタバッタと倒していくの。それが強くなるための道だって漫画で言ってたから、私もやってみることにしたんだ。
Muster up that pitiful tongue of
でも
yours and
次は
plead
勝てる
for
と
what
思うよ。
remains of your
なんかそんな
life.
気がするんだよね。
Speak up.
さてと、
I'm
道
afraid
場
you're
破りを続けよ
unaware.
うっと。
The woman who
次なる
defeated
相
you,
手は
Jing Liu,
あ、
she has recently returned to the law
スーペ
field.
ちゃん。
Your opportunity for revenge is right in front of you.
うららちゃんもトレーニング？新しいトレーニン
My
グを
lord,
思いついた
this
んだ。
slave is talking
スペちゃん、
nonsense.
頼
I've
む。
never heard anything about this. May I just kill him now?
レースだよ、レース。走ろう、スペ
You
ちゃん。
slave. From now on, you'll stay by my side. You'll only speak and move when I allow you to. Otherwise, I'll dismember you from head to tail, inch by inch. Got it?
But, my lord...
We must stay here for some time, Moktok.
もうダメ。
Fear not.
うららちゃん。
Because once I step out of the prison, it's the people of the Xianzhou who should tremble in fear. I'll show them what
倒
true
れる寸前だ
calamity
ったよ。
means.
寸前じゃなくて倒れちゃってたけど。でももう大丈夫。たっぷり休んだから。それにしてもスペちゃんやるね。私が見込んだ相手なだけあるよ。ありがとうございます。でも今度はきっと負けないよ。ドドドーンって走るスペちゃんを見て私もできる気がしたから。
Prisoners must remain in place in the
はい、
pentacle.
また走りましょう。
Failed to comply with fate, fear, punishment.
約束ね。
An example to others.
よーし、次は誰と道場破りしようかな。頼もう頼もう。お、行っちゃった。やっぱりうららちゃんはすごいな。どんな時でも元気いっぱいで明るくて。そうなんです。私なんてレースで負けるとダメだなって落ち込んじゃったりするんですけど、前向きなうららちゃんを見てると私も頑張らなきゃって元気が湧いてくるんです。よーし、うららちゃんを見習って
After
ト
we
レー
lost
ニング頑
contact
張
with the
ろ
shackling
うと。
prison, we received a message from a cycrane. The prisoners have revolted, and the criminal Hule is nowhere to be found.
What about the Yaoqing messengers and the Nameless?
No news at the moment. We're trying to restore contact with the shackling prison as soon as possible.
道場破り。
I see. You're dismissed.
おめでとうございます。名鑑レベルが上がります。
General Jing Yuan, General Hua Yan. It's just as we suspected. The rise of the ambrosial arbor was not the end of things, but the beginning. The hand of the Ruined Legion has already sown the seeds of destruction. From this moment on, the Xianzhou Alliance will face an even greater challenge, from both the abominations of abundance and the destruction itself. If this is what they want, I'm always up for a challenge. As the Marshal Special Envoy, I'll dispatch the Lawfu Cloud Knights to pursue Hule myself.
Looks like the hidden dregs have finally come to the surface.
トルセン学園に合格したお祝いで。
It's time to wash them away.
いらっしゃいませ。どうぞごゆっくりご覧ください。
Haven of memories. Every touch,
いっけない。
every moment.
トレーニング前にバナナ。
Tuskpear wrap, song lotus cake, guaranteed.
響けファンファーレ、届けゴールまで輝く未来を君と見たいから駆け抜けてゆく。今朝のテレビ占い 2位ってなんか微妙な順位。悪くないけどもやっとする。春うらら、頑張ります。 Seriously, when is this war dance going to start? The sky splitter has been hovering there for ages. When can we board and see what's inside?
Is this how long my species live? Everything proceeds so slowly. The effectiveness of anticipation in my emotional center is at an all-time high. Oh, I need to drink some coolant.
Relax. The Realm Keeping Commission will send boarding notices to all ticket holders. The Gazette said the Sky Splitter will fire a salute before the ceremony starts.
I saw the schedule for the first day of the tournament. Can you believe the ringmaster accepted 4 challenges? And he's just a kid. So, who are you betting on, Bardo?
I'm betting on neither. I lost all my credits betting on Roboball games in Taikian. This time, I've decided not to rely on probability games to accomplish my target of getting rich.
War dance. There you are. I heard you and Mr. Dan Heng went to meet the judges, and then a riot broke out in the shackling prison. I was so worried about you. Thank goodness you both made it out safe.
There was a revolt in the
I was planning to take Miss March and Yun Li to Stargazer Navalia to see the Sky Splitter up close, but we stumbled upon a group of suspicious Foxians carrying official identities. They were acting strange, so out of curiosity, we decided to follow them. It turns out they were actually Borisin disguised as Foxians. It seems they infiltrated Stargazer Navalia in order to prepare for Hulei's escape. And we foiled their plans by pure chance. I wonder who provided them with those disguises. And how many more Borisin have taken advantage of the war dance to infiltrate the ship. Yeah, I heard them too. But I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint them. I've already reported to General Jing Yuan that I'll give up my role as the ringmaster. Security of the Lafu. Those tourists just want to see some good sword fights. Anyone can participate in this kind of tournament. Doesn't have to be me. The real challenge lies beyond the ring on the Sky Splitter. If we don't capture the fugitives soon, Hulei will wreak havoc. Obviously, there's someone behind the scenes orchestrating this prison break, intending to spread chaos. If we fail to thwart their evil plan, what honor will be left for us to uphold?
Well said.
You may be tiny in stature, but your ambition matches that of the Yao Qing's warriors.
Hey, this has nothing to do with my height.
Yes. I suggested to Yanqing that we find a place to have a decent meal. A hunter must be well fed before the hunt.
You still have a good appetite, even in the face of disaster. You truly are the Merlin's Claw. Please finish the food quickly so we can get to work, General Fei Xiao.
Well, that's not up to me. Dig in. I called you here so you could enjoy the food.
Me? This isn't the time for a leisurely meal, and this is way too much for me.
Oh. You'd give me time to enjoy a meal, but not yourself? Ever since you encountered those Borison spies, you've been so busy that you've hardly eaten anything. You can't defeat Hule on an empty stomach. Take your time. Enjoy the meal and calm yourself.
Hule's whereabouts are still unknown, and they've even taken Mr. Zhao Qiu hostage. The longer we wait, the more complicated the situation becomes.
Zhao Qiu always said I'm the most impatient person among the Cloud Knights, and I can't argue with that. So, there's no reason for you to be more anxious than me. I've fought against Borison abominations for years, and I know their ferocity and cunning well. The Borison were clearly well prepared for this prison break, and now they are staying in the shadows. They have no reason to rush out into the open. When facing cunning and ferocious prey, the hunter must be more patient, biding their time to seize the golden chance for a decisive blow. Once Hule loses his patience and reveals himself, that's when we'll strike.
When will that time come?
Like I said, it's only one main opponent.
General Hua Yan, the Skyfaring Commission has finished its preparations. Do you have any other instructions?
Representing the consensus between the Merlin's Claw and the Divine Foresight, I'll step in as the temporary commanding officer of the Divine Foresight and oversee the Six Commission's affairs and their people.
What is the situation at the Shackling prison?
Hule made a quick escape and even sealed the gates of the prison. As of now, the Cloud Knights have re-established contact with the Stampin's house. The good news is the two nameless who were trapped in the Shackling prison are safe and sound.
I know I shouldn't use the word great given the current situation, but I'm relieved that she and Dan Heng are safe.
We've lost contact with one of the messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. The Borison have likely taken him hostage. Don't worry, Yuko. Fei Xiao is leading the Wolf Hunt operation, and you know how capable she is.
I have no doubt about General Fei Xiao's capabilities, General Hua Yan. I'm more concerned about the Wardens. According to the plan, the ceremony will begin in 6 hours. The Sky Splitter will be activated, and all visitors will board the ship to watch the contest. But now, with Hule's whereabouts unknown, everything is filled with uncertainty. Now, with Hule's whereabouts unknown,
March is right, Grandpa. I heard the escaped prisoner from the Shackling prison is beyond formidable. In case anything goes wrong.
So, Yun-Li, what do you think we should do?
Well, I believe we should declare martial law and allocate manpower to search for the escaped prisoners. And as for the war dance, it's better to announce an indefinite delay for now.
Your plan sounds solid, but unfortunately, solid plans rarely get a chance to be implemented. I believe there are at least 2 parties who won't accept your approach.
準備いくよやるなら面白よしやるぞ
The first, one of the many travelers, will come all the way here for the war dance. If we declare martial law now, it's like declaring that the law food isn't safe. How do you think the outsiders would react? They'd be terrified, and chaos might ensue.
なんだろう
The second party is the staff of the Xianzhou Lawfu's 6 commissions. They've invested a lot of resources and manpower into organizing the war dance. Suddenly suspending it indefinitely would create numerous challenges for them. But of course, not everyone disagrees with your
力が
idea.
出ないよなんだ
Really?
The mastermind behind this incident would fully support your opinion, presumably. Ule's escape and your discovery of Borisin's spies at Stargazer Navalia. Even a child could guess that these events were orchestrated. The fugitive is just one piece in the game.
聞いてちょうだい
One controlling the pieces wants to spread chaos and suspicion among the people on the Lawfu. If we declare martial law and postpone the war dance, we'll fall into their trap and instill fear in people even before Hule actually does anything.
So, what do we do?
準備体
We'll
操
search for the prisoners while maintaining order on the Lawfu, acting as if nothing is
ワ
happening.
クワクするねなんだろ
As
う
if nothing has
すごく眠
happened.
くて力が
Yan
抜
Xing said he'd
けて
assist the generals, and now he's nowhere to be found.
ふむふむ
With the host ringmaster gone, how are we supposed to act like nothing has happened?
ああれ
That's why I called the 2 of you here.
Master Yun Li, is General Huaiyan asking you to be the ringmaster instead of Yan Xing?
No, that's not the case.
General Huaiyan, are you asking me to take Yan Xing's place as the ringmaster?
You caught on quickly, Miss March. That's exactly what I mean.
行くよ
Miss March is a guest invited by General Jing Yuan, Grandpa. How can an outsider represent the Lawfu in the ring? It will make the Xianzhou Lawfu a laughingstock.
Dear child, the nameless of the Astral Express are renowned throughout the cosmos. It's an honor to have them participate in the
なんか
ceremony.
ヘロヘロかも
Plus, Miss March is a disciple of the little Cloud Knight Lieutenant. How can she be regarded as an outsider? We can't afford to have any problems during the war dance. I'm entrusting you not only with the honor of the ring, but also with the security of the Sky Splitter. Yukong, please explain to them the rest of the arrangements.
注目の一番人気8番
I am sorry for our improper management, and I truly appreciate your assistance, General.
There is no need to apologize. We Cloud Knights fight on the battlefield while you judges
輝く太
punish
陽のもと
criminals.
に開かれている
We are
中
two
山
sides
レ
of
ー
the
ス場
same Xianzhou
用と発表された馬場には
It is
サージ
my
ンが待
honor
ってい
to
ます
serve the
馬
Ten
場が
Lords
乾いている
Commission.
ので足元が滑るかも
I've grasped the situation of
人
the
気と
prison.
実力を兼ね備えた4
Tell
番
me
今
more
日は
about the
3
current
番
state
人
of
気
the
です
shackling
この評価は少し不満か2番人気はこの子6番さあ今日の主役はこの馬娘を置いて他にいない1番人気春うらら
気合十分いい顔してますね
各馬娘ゲートに入って体
Among the
整いま
judges
した
on duty in the 4 divisions,
ゲートが開いた
Judge
各
Shui
馬娘
from
綺
the
麗なカート
detention
を切りまし
division
た
was
みんな
killed
集中してましたね
and
ポ
is
ーレスが期待
temporarily
できそうです
unavailable.
7番と9番この2人が競り合ってい
So,
るぞ期待通りの
I'm
結果を
taking
出せる
over
か
her duties
1番
and
人気
commanding
ハルウララ
Aruna
ハルウ
Town's
ララ上
spectral
がっていきま
envoys
す
and
冷静
spirit
さを取り
bearers
戻せると
to
いいの
quickly
ですが
restore
7 番
order in
早
the
くも先
affected
頭に躍り出
areas.
た第1コーナー回って第2コーナー
and the two
7番
behind
先
me
頭に立ちま
will
し
go
た
deeper
先
into
頭
the
から大
prison
きく
to
離されて
investigate.
2番手は9番その後からハルウララ内には1番それを見るように2番
General,
少し後ろから3
the
番
situation
4番
inside
並びかけて
is
きた
still
6番
chaotic
7番手は京を回って5番
Your presence
意
would
気揚
be
々と先頭へ行きます7番
It's common for Cloud Knight
か
generals
かって
to
しま
face
っているか
danger
もしれません
directly.
一息つけると
Ue
いいで
has
すが
escaped.
依然として
The
7番
Yao
続いて
Qing
ハルウララ
envoy is
内で
being
9
held
番
hostage
1馬審
by
査
Boris.
1番3番
His
続いて
fate
い
is
る
unknown.
さらに外から
This
4番
brave
内から行く2番少し離れ
Not
て
only
6番
did the
さらに
Merlin's
5 番
Claw offer no
7
reproach,
番先頭を進
she
みますが
decided to
これ
go
は
after
正解
Ule
でしょうか
herself
ちょ
to
っと
prevent
かかり気
further
味かもしれ
calamity.
ないです一
I
息つける
believe
と
the
いいですが
Lawful
集団
owes
が
her
一つに
something
ま
in
とまって
return
混
for
戦
her
状態です
fervent
お互いに牽制し合っているようですね
先頭は依然7番2馬身リード続きましたハルウララ
How did
そしてその後ろから行くのは
the
9番まもなく第4コーナーカーブ
勝負どころ
And
最後
how
の
did
直
they
線へ
time
と
their
かけていき
plan
ます
just before
さあ
the
いよ
Yao
いよ
Qing
直線だ
messengers
ど
were
の
ready
タイ
to
ミングで
escort
誰
them?
が仕掛けるのか中山の直線は短いぞ後ろの子たちは間に合う
Finding the
か
answer
ハルウ
to
ララ
these questions
抜け出した
shouldn't
ハ
be
ル
too
ウララ
difficult.
負けられない負けら
What
れ
truly
ないぞ
matters
200を通過
is if
ハ
we
ルウ
can
ララ
gather the clues that lead us to the
ハルウララリードは
mastermind
3
behind
番
all of this.
強い強い先頭はハルウララ
I understand. I'm afraid it won't be an easy task.
For a long time, this hidden force has been pursuing their own goals and undermining the security of the law. Backing down now will only encourage them to further endanger the peace.
The Ten Lords Commission will support your decision with everything we have, General.
Dan Heng and Ling Sha. I'll need both of you to accompany me on this challenging journey.
Well, it's part of my responsibilities as the Cauldron Master. So, where would you like to start, General?
Let's start with those Borisin disguised as foxes.
My people have already prepared the evidence. According to Lieutenant Yenching's report, he stumbled upon a few suspicious Foxians at Stargazer Navalia. After following them, he discovered that they were actually Borisin in disguise. This is one of the bodies.
Looking at him now, it's hard to imagine how he transformed into a Foxian.
My alchemists detected some complex ingredients in his remains, which might explain how these Borisin were able to disguise themselves as Foxians. Simply put, Foxians and Borisin share a common ancestry. Although they look completely different now, there isn't much genetic difference between them. This medicine allows Borisin to temporarily change their shape into that of Foxians.
So, in other words, if they stop taking the medicine, their true form will soon be revealed?
Indeed. This means that these Borisin have a steady supply of the medicine within the lawful. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus. Looks like the Alchemy Commission is involved once again. When I was sorting through the prescriptions they use, I came across one called Semblance Reversion Essence. It's designed to help those disciples suppress signs of their Mara-struck forms and maintain their normal appearance. When I compared it to the medicine found in the Borisin's body...
They're one and the same, aren't they?
The medicinal properties and ingredients may differ, but the principle remains the same.
Since ancient times, the Borisin have always sought to have more powerful bodies, regarding the Foxians as weaklings. Yet, in order to save their warhead, they were willing to disguise themselves as Foxians. Their determination is quite remarkable.
If these infiltrators rely on the medicine to maintain their disguise, then following this lead in our investigation seems prudent. Please follow me. Here we are. According to the judge, this area is not yet under control. So we should proceed cautiously. I captured the nature of the
これ
medicine
以
in
上
my
ない
suit.
仕上がりですね
By
相
following the
性
medicinal
抜群の
fumes,
マイルで素晴らしい走りを期待したいですね
Such brute strength.
if I may be so bold to ask, is this Borisin truly that formidable?
I have lived a bit longer and engaged in a few more battles than you, Miss Lingshaw. With his strength, Hule united numerous over 7 centuries ago. Even with medicinal pellets that suppress the fear caused by his lupitoxin. Countless cloudmates succumbed to panic in the face of his murderous aura. They couldn't even raise a hand in resistance. If the former sword champion hadn't immobilized Hule with their
美
frost,
しい青空が広がる中山
the
レース場
outcome of that
ター
fateful
フも
battle
絶好の両馬場になりました
各馬娘の構想が期待できます
By the
さあ
end of the
一番
battle,
人気の
only a
紹
few
介
of
で
us
す
remained.
ミホノブルボン実力は負けていません2番
The
人気
Crimson Moon
アイネス風神
cast the
注目の
sheen of
パルウララ8枠15番での出走
火花散らすデッドヒートに期待しましょう
各馬娘ゲートに入って体勢整いました
If that's the case, why wasn't the beast executed instead of being imprisoned?
さあゲートが開いた各馬娘綺麗なスタートを切りました
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう
先行争いはアイネス風神日本のブルー待機車1コーナーからそして2コーナーへ向かっていきます最高峰からのレースとなったパルウララ大丈夫か
ちょっと厳しい位置ですがここからの
Their
巻き返し
so-called
に期待です
immortality
さあ期
is
待に
just a
応えて
facade.
日本のブルボン逃げる逃げる
Nothing
早
can
くも
truly
先頭
defy death, can
アイネス風神並びかけてきた
Don't
アイネス風
understand why
神
the
と
law
ミホノブルボン
kept
序
this
盤から
tumor
や
for
り
so
合ってい
long.
ます
いいライバル関
The
係になりそう
terrible
ですね
situation we're facing now.
アイネス風神会長に飛ばしていきます前から大きく開きました隊列は縦
People
長
of
に
the
なってい
law
ま
who
す
are
各
known
自
for
自
their
分のペースを保っ
kindness.
ているようですね
2コーナー回って向こう正面現在1番手はアイネス風神続きました日本のブルボン内を回って待機シャトル1馬身差4番およそ5馬身開いて1番1馬身離れて6番7番追走それを見るように9番少し離れて2番内から5番そしてその後ろから行くのは13番外目をついて11番少し後ろから10番14番並んでくる後方2番手に16番最後方ポツンと1人パルウララ意気揚々と先頭を行きますアイネス風神どうでしょうこの手間もなく第4コーナーカーブ
内から来るか外から来るか最後
I'm just a healer. I'm not familiar with the past. I'd appreciate it if you could enlighten me.
All right. Let me tell you more about it as we go.
みんな強いね次は負けないぞ
Stream 4.
Did this Cloud Knight also take the medicine?
No. This is a Borisin in disguise. A guard killed him before he could return to his original form.
All these Borisin are dressed in official attire. Besides the Cloud Knight, there were also 2 Borisin disguised as members of the Skyfaring Commission and the Artisanship Commission. Whoever is providing them with official identities must hold a position of power. Let's search elsewhere.
ワクワクするねなんだろうふむふむオッケーワクワクするね
4番タルムザ
これ以上ない仕上がりですね。
Someone bit a
Despite it's hard to imagine.
Such is the terrible nature of the abominations of abundance. We subjected him to the forest of swords to train his life.
人気と実力を兼ね備えた11番、今日は3番人気です。この評価は少し不満か。2番人気はこの子マルゼンスキー。威風堂々とスタートを待つのはこの馬娘。
Casting a creature that can't be killed into a star would be a way to permanently get rid of
ゲ
it.
ートイン完了。出走の準備が整いました。
The atrocities committed by Hule went beyond mere.
スタートです。各馬の
Throughout numerous wars, we made every effort to eradicate the Boris. But Hule, with his mysterious sorcery, turned countless Foxians into his pawns. So the Boris kept returning. The Foxians curse his name day and night, and they even use it to scare children into staying quiet.
最後は2人のつ
How
ば
could
ぜ
they
り合いだ。
grant to
粘
swift
れ粘れ
death
バル
to
デス
such
キ
a
ー。
great
ゲルゲルリードを開いていくバルデスキーバルデスキー。足色は衰
I
えない
wonder
残り
if you know
200
why.
バルデスキ
Hule
ー。
wasn't taken into custody by the Foxian majority Siengo King. Instead, prison Siengo Lawfu is in charge.
As you mentioned, your mentor was an exceptional warrior and was the one who defeated Kulai, an extraordinary feat. Therefore, the marshal placed this feral beast under the jurisdiction of the Xianzhou Lafu as an honor, I assume?
It seems you have a major misunderstanding about this arrangement, Miss Sunsha. Allow me to explain it to you. Yan Qing told me that an IPC ship was attacked by Boris. Is this what they were transporting on the ship?
Yes. The Artisanship Commission and Alchemy Commission conducted a joint examination and found that parts of this machine are made from specially refined Borisin biotissue. I heard the Intelligentsia Guild has been researching the biological properties of long-life species, hoping to make medical or combat-related discoveries. However, they haven't dared to cross any lines due to their so-called relationship with the Alliance.
Perhaps to those scholars, Borisin are no different from lab animals. Maybe the Borisin attacked that ship to retaliate against the Intelligentsia Guild for experimenting on them?
No. If it were only about revenge, they could just wreck the ship and destroy all the cargo, instead of allowing it to end up in a shackling prison. It was a deliberate display to showcase the dangerous nature of the cargo in broad daylight. This way, the cargo would end up in the shackling prison, serving as a tool for the prison break.
This skill in exploiting the blind spots of others' mindsets is so typical of them. I'm afraid the IPC and the Intelligentsia Guild unknowingly became their accomplices.
なんだっけ走って夏はいいわよね日が長いからいっぱいトレーニングできるんだもの
Watch out! This thing is still alive! Suffering such severe attacks?
ほら
Their imitation of long-life species has crossed the line.
Attack detected.
Time to cleanse the film.
Detonate.
おトレーニングか目指すか Burns to ashes!
Still waters of oblivion.
Fight to live!
All will be swept away by the wind.
春から頑張りますこのゴールドシップ
It can
様を
still
呼んで
move. It means it wasn't damaged enough.
I weep for the departed.
Let's make sure it never moves again.
It takes a fall.
Set the seas ablaze!
Destined for oblivion.
Attack. These are abnormal. Attack mode. Lacerate.
Enjoying yourself?
Everything in this world is bleeding.
These are abnormal. Detonate.
Until everything burns to ashes!
Be a pure body and mind.
Existence is unity.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Enjoying yourself?
You haven't answered my question about why Hule was imprisoned in the Lafu instead of the Yaoqing. You've been reserved in your response. Could it be that such an arrangement wasn't an honor?
The reason why the Marshal didn't leave Hule on the Yaoqing lies in the very mech in front of us.
Are you suggesting that there are people trying to understand Hule's secrets and use them for their own purposes? Just like with this mech? Well, I understand. I've heard that the Foxians on the Yaoqing share a bloodline with the Borisin. And just like the Borisin, some of the Foxians there experience an uncontrollable insanity called moon rage. The Marshal believed that this would be inhumane and no different from what the Borisin did. So...
Exactly. While Borisin see moon rage as a blessing that unlocks their true potential, Foxians see it as an inevitable curse within their bloodline. Countless healers of the Yaoqing have attempted to unravel this mystery, but to no avail. Why can Borisin control the power of moon rage? Can we Foxians break free from this curse? These questions were asked frequently. Each questioner had good intentions. But the road to catastrophe is paved with good intentions. To the Foxians of the Yaoqing, Hule was not only the warhead of the Borisin, but also a monster that could be the subject of much research. Hule thus became a poison that corrupted people's minds without their knowledge.
That's why the Marshal decided to imprison Hule and the Lafu. It wasn't an honor, but rather a warning.
Because such selfish pursuits in the name of good intention once led to a tragedy on the Lafu that served as a warning to future generations.
This edition of Imbibitor Lunae. By imprisoning Hule and the Xianzhou Lafu, the Marshal both suppressed the dangerous intentions of the Yaoqing Foxians and warned the Xianzhou Lafu to refrain from repeating its mistake.
That was a necessary trade-off. The Xianzhou alliance is not solely about the Xianzhou natives. Only when all three races, Foxian, Vidyadhara, and Xianzhou natives, form an alliance, will there be a promising future for all.
Thank you for enlightening me. Was it for the same reason that you traded off my mentor to the Xianzhou Zhuming, only to stand idle and allow the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus?
You said that I couldn't bear to cut out the malignant tumor within the Alchemy Commission, but instead exiled the healer who tried to solve the problem to the Xianzhou Zhuming. But did your mentor tell you her good intentions led her to perform certain healing arts on Dan Heng, who had just finished his hatching rebirth, so that he would regain the memories of his past life?
What did you just say?
She believed that restoring the High Elder's knowledge of his past life would allow the Vidyadhara to resume their duty as the guardians of the Ambrosial Order, quelling the strife within their clan, bringing everything back. But just as I mentioned earlier, the road to catastrophe is always paved with good intentions. Since then, the 6 charioteers decided that the Alchemy Commission would no longer have a Cauldron Master. Until your arrival now.
If that's the case, I should thank you for protecting my mentor.
輝く太陽の下に開かれている東京レース場。亮と発表された馬場には茶人が待っています。
I should be the one thanking you.
虎視眈々と上位を狙っています。3番人気は9番、2番人気を紹介しましょう。2番、威風堂々とスタートを待つのはこの馬娘。本日の1番人気春うらら。
火花散らすデッドヒートに期待しましょう。
ゲートイン完了。出走の準備が整いました。
You were implicated along with your mentor and forced to leave your homeland without knowing the truth. And now, with the complicated situation in the Alchemy Commission, the Alliance has spared me a lot of trouble by sending you to handle this challenging task. Shouldn't I be thanking you instead?
Your eloquence is indeed impressive.
そのうち並んで3番。9番
You
並
won't
びか
even
け
leave
て
me
きた
any
2番
excuses to
並ん
hold
で
a
くる
grudge
差がなく
against
8番1番先頭を進みますがこれは
But
正
make
解で
it
しょうか
clear,
1番彼女の
the
客室に
Alliance
は合っ
sent
て
me
いま
here
す
to
ね
handle the business
大手横へ4
impartially,
コーナーへこの
not
直線でしょ
to choose sides.
It doesn't matter which side you choose, Miss Linshaw. At the end of the day, both you and I stand on the side of the Alliance, don't we? Let's keep going.
These Mara-struck soldiers don't appear to be escaped prisoners.
How can you tell?
These soldiers are fully armed. Obviously, they didn't hastily join the battle.
The messenger named Moza did say that there were two groups of attackers. And the other attackers, aside from the Borison, could hide their tracks. I believe he was referring to these people.
Hide their tracks?
Exactly. I've engaged with these attackers before, and they used Cloud Hymn magic to hide their presence. Without careful observation, no one can detect them.
You once warned me to be cautious of the Vidyadhara Elder's influence within the Alchemy Commission. Could it be?
What's on your mind, Miss Lingshaw?
Well, it seems that someone provided the attackers with a map of the shackling prison. And considering the Vidyadhara's involvement in the prison's construction, it raises suspicion about their role in this. Additionally, the fact that the Borison need medicine to disguise themselves would suggest that there are still moles within the Alchemy Commission assisting them covertly. Moreover, forging official identities for the undercover Borison would require someone with significant authority. And the presence of assassins capable of using Cloud Hymn magic deepens my suspicion about the Preceptors. But why would the Vidyadhara collude with the Borison and aid in Hulei's escape?
They aim to spread chaos. They believe that only in chaos can they regain their former power and influence. Since this edition of Imbibe de Lune, the once proud dragon race has been powerless, watching their influence wane. Being a native of the Luofu, Miss Lingshaw, I believe you understand the implications.
However, I don't think the Preceptors have a true mastermind. If I'm not mistaken, the one behind all this treachery is the Lord Ravager who exploited the weaknesses within the Luofu and instigated the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, ultimately leading to the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection. Fentilia.
Please remember, General, that everything I've mentioned is mere speculation. We need concrete evidence for a public trial. If you want to interrogate someone within the Vidyadhara's ranks, you'll need irrefutable proof.
So, what's your plan, Miss Lingshaw?
I'll send an invitation to the Preceptors.
An invitation?
The Preceptors have been inviting me for a personal meeting since my arrival on the Luofu. Now, I'll send them the remains of these Mara-struck soldiers and the route map I found in the prisoner's possession. Then, I'll ask them to meet me at Scale Gorge Waterscape. I'd like to hear their explanations.
Good idea. If I were to take action, it might alert the true mastermind. I trust you to handle this matter, Miss Lingshaw. The internal affairs of the Vidyadhara should remain under their jurisdiction. And don't worry if things don't go smoothly. Once the wolf hunt operation is over, the hidden truths will come to light.
Speaking of the wolf hunt operation, I'm truly worried about the Yaoqing messenger who was taken hostage. Hulei was starving in the shackling prison for centuries. I don't know if the messenger can survive in that wolf's clutches. May Rainbow's blessing keep him safe.
As I said, I'm a healer. But my art of healing requires the culinary arts to be truly effective. The magic of my cauldron is its ability to make all kinds of medicines into dishes that patients can eat. When simmered and cooked together, any kind of medicinal herb or ingredient becomes a delightful delicacy.
Delicacy. But isn't that just one flavor overpowering the others?
Well,
ここは負けられない一番人気
let me ask you this.
春うらら
If there's a fussy child who refuses to eat green peppers, what's the best way to make him eat them?
Stuff the kid's mouth with the green peppers and cook him alive in a pot.
You have quite the sense of humor. I've heard that you, Borisin, have lost many of your taste buds during the self-modification process. So you can't experience complex flavors. Only the saltiness of blood and flesh truly awakens your appetite.
3番人気はこの
It's
子
a
です
shame I
7
don't
番
have any
この
green
評価は
peppers
少し
right
不満
now.
か2番人気はこの子マルゼンスキー
I'd
威風堂
happily
々とスター
stuff
トを
them
待
in
つのは
your
この
mouth
馬
and
娘
cook you
本日の
alive
1番
in
人
a
気
pot.
春うらら
気合十分いい顔してますね。
各馬娘
The
ゲートに
answer
入
is
って
quite
体勢整いました
Chop up the peppers and mix them with
スタート
minced meat
各馬
to
娘
make
揃って綺麗
meatballs.
なスタートを切りました
This
みんな
way,
集中してま
the
したね。
flavor of the
好レー
meat
スが期待できそうです
overpowers
芝から
the
ダートに
taste
入り
of
ま
the
す期待
peppers.
通りの結果を出せるか
And even a
1番
fussy
人気ハルウラ
child
ラ
can
マ
enjoy
ルゼンスキー快調に飛ばして行きます
just
先頭は
boiled your
マルゼン
tongue
ス
in
キー
this
関心で飛ばして行きます2番との位置で先頭を伺うのは7番大きく離れてハルウララ4番手3番外から8番少し離れて9番そしてその内から行ったのは10番それを見るように1番さらに内から4番1馬審査6番意気揚々と先頭を行きますマルゼンスキーどうでしょうこの展開
ちょっとかかり気味かもしれないです。一息つけるといいですが。
依然としてマルゼンスキー続きました7番2馬身3馬身開いてハルウララ4番手には3番5番手8番大けやきを超え4コーナーへまだ1馬身以上の差があるぞここから捉えることができるのかこの直線で勝負が決まるぞハルウララ前を狙っているぞハルウララまだ抑えたままださあ誰が最初に仕掛けるの最後のコーナー最初に立ち上がったのはマルゼンスキーそこから上がってきたのはハルウララハルウララ飛んでくる栄光まで400追い上げてくるかまだ2馬身後ろ抜け出したのはマルゼンスキーだが後続も追いすがるハルウララ完全に抜け出した残り200ハルウララ足色は衰えないハルウララリードは2馬身強い先頭はハルウララ変わらない強さを見せつけてハルウララゴールイン圧巻の走りでレースを制したハルウララ見事に完勝清流ステークスを制しました2着マルゼンスキー3着に入ったのは3番
His composure is only a temporary effect of the medicine. And it will wear off soon, right?
Lord Hule.
Oh, you pathetic Foxians. For thousands of years, we were the ones who allowed you to live, and who granted you civilization. But in the end, you chose to betray us. The freedom promised by the Xianzhou people. But it's all right. As long as you catch the scent of your masters, you obediently return to us. No matter how far you run away.
Run away, you said? Well, I'm not the one who's trying to run away right now. The Borison's era has long passed. Did they ever tell you these harsh facts before giving you hope for returning home? Lord Hule? Now they're being crushed by the Merlin's claw of the Yaoqing, by a Foxian. They're hiding in remote corners of the cosmos, trembling with fear like a wounded beast on its last legs, reaching out desperately for any fake hope of salvation, which in this case is you.
The Merlin's claw of the Yaoqing. A Foxian. Very interesting. Tell me, Montauk. Is he speaking the truth?
He isn't lying. The only beast was a war slave who ran away from our pack. Cannon fodder, a thief. She stole our power and used her knowledge about us to fight us, using every dirty trick in the book.
And she bested you, Moktok. Fairness is but a pathetic excuse for the dead and defeated. Since our great pack has fallen apart, who told you that I was alive? And who sent you here?
In our darkest hours, it was a prophet of the Master of Immortality, named Mongus, who showed us the way. Her guidance brought us home.
This prophet, Mongus, what does she want?
When the prophet made this proclamation, the Borisin had been divided for too long. And only your return can unite all the packs, restoring us to our former glory. That's when we learned that you were still alive. It must have been a manifestation of the Master of Immortality. And the prophet told us that the Foxian general of the Yao Qing would take you to her ship during the Lafu's war dance. And that it would be our best chance to infiltrate and free you from your prison. And just as she said,
亮と発表された馬場にはサージンが待っています。
馬場が乾いているので足元が滑るかもしれませんね。
3番人気にはヒシアマゾン、2番人気を紹介しましょう。オグリキャップ、スタンドに押しかけたファンの期待を一身に背負って、1番人気ハルウララ、
火花散らすデッドヒートに期待しましょう。
ゲートイン完了、出走の準備が整いました。今スタートが切られました。各馬娘綺麗なスタートを切りました。
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。
先行争いはオグリキャップ、待機車15番。
But her prophecy has come true. Our warhead is right here, with us.
Once the news about the prison break spreads, the Cloud Knights will close all the ports. You may think you've escaped the prison, but you're just trapped in another cage, known as the Lafu.
Let me kill this unruly, lowly beast, Lord Hule! I'll show you that our starskips will soon arrive. Right now, everyone in the Lafu is distracted by the stupid war dance. So this will be the perfect chance to escape. Once you've returned to your territory, the revenge against the Xianzhou ships will be within reach.
Perfect chance to return to my weak and shattered pack at the mercy of a ridiculous false prophet and become a mere puppet in her clutches. Her plan is full of flaws. The only paths she has prepared for you are escape and death. Listen up. A wolf never allows itself to become prey. From now on, you'll follow my orders. Since you are so confident that the Cloud Knights will close the ports, Jiaoqiu, I'm now giving you a chance to go and see it for yourself. Go to the ports, come back, and tell me what you saw.
Wait, what did you just say?
But my lord!
Would an alpha wolf ever listen to a cub, Moktok?
No, I've never heard anything like that. I wasn't trying to defy your will. I will always unquestioningly follow your orders.
I'm offering you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't you want to run away, Jiaoqiu? You will come back. Because Foxians like you always obediently return to their masters, no matter how far they run away.
I can't believe he actually let me go. What game is he playing? Perhaps I can try to warn the Cloud Knights.
達成。確認を忘れずにな。
Perhaps I can just escape. The Cloud Knights must have been aware of the situation inside the shackling prison for some time.
レースに
Will General Fei Xiao personally lead a squad to capture Hule? For now, I'll do as he asked.
Would you like to board my star skiff? Well, my little star skiff can't accommodate that many. But I have a larger one that will arrive in less than 15 minutes if you need it. So, where would you like to go? We need to hurry, wherever we're going. The war dance is about to start. The Skyfaring Commission is prioritizing star skiffs heading to the Sky Splitter.
ピースを変換できます。変換で獲得したクローバーはいらっしゃい。ピースを変換できます。変換で獲得したクローバーはアイテムと交換できますよ。
What? Are you joking? How can I take you beyond the Jade Gate in this tiny star skiff?
お、トレーニングか？よし、目指せ将棋王。
Would you like to board my stars? Well, we need to hurry. Close the port?
I'm sorry, but the Realm Keeping Commission Chancery is currently closed. All the officers and officials have been reassigned to assist in the war dance. Hey, although...
Stop asking. I'm off duty now. Go bother someone else.
お知らせがいらっしゃいませ。どうぞごゆっくりご覧ください。
You're not one of us, but I smell a familiar scent
レ
on
ース
you.
にエントリーするのか？
The warhead sent me here to check
全
on the
力で受けて
situation.
立ちます。タキオンさんって優しいわよね。
No.
美味しい茶葉も分けてくれるし、お役
Instead,
立ちグッ
the
ズもくれる
Skyfaring
し。
Commission is clearing routes to prioritize star skiffs heading to the
達
Sky
成。
Splitter.
確認を忘れず
This
に
will
な。
make our ships more noticeable when we try to escape.
The ports haven't been closed? What is going on?
このティアラ似合ってるでしょ。トルテン
Stalling
学園
won't
に
help.
お知らせが届いてる
It's
わ
time
ね
to。confront Hule
忘れずチェック。
and see what tricks he's up to.
はい、桜爆心王です。
Huh?
Hey there. I noticed you'd been looking at me for quite a while. Could you please provide... What? Wait.
I was brought here by the Borison. Please make sure to report this news.
All right. I'll call...
You're back, Jiaoqiu.
Come and take a good look. Who is this person?
Don't worry, this captain will help us.
完璧な馬娘。
What are you trying to
そう
do,
いう理想
Moktuk?
の私に
They have nothing.
Nothing
少し
to
ずつ近づ
do.
けてる気がするの。
I told you to go to the... Remember.
いけない。トレーニング前にバナナ買ってお
You
かなく
want
ち
to
ゃ。
prove to me
栄養補給に欠かせないのよ
you
ね。
hold everyone's lives in your hands, right, Hule?
ほら、ぼーっとしないの。
Oh, exactly as you said. So, have the Cloud Knights closed the ports?
No.
They don't want to publicize my escape. I understand. It's no surprise. For
イベントは
fears
終わ
more
っちゃったけ
deadly
ど、
than
夢
claws
に
and
向かって走り出
fangs.
すのはこれからです。
Especially during a festive time like the war dance. What
レー
lurks
スにエン
here is
トリ
not a
ーする
group
の
of
か？
fugitives, but rather
レース楽し
a
みで
pack
す
of
ね。
wolves amidst
全
the
力で受
flock.
けて立ちます。
My cubs are hungry, ready to feast on flesh and
レ
blood,
ースにエントリーするの
reveling
か？
in your fear. Your calm facade will soon crumble. I can tear through it and expose your pathetic bones anytime. There's no escape from me, Jiaoqiu.
今朝のテレビ占い。
You can try your luck and believe that your wits will save you. But remember, you're not the only hostage in this city. If you try anything funny, innocent people will die because
こ
of
のゴール
you.
ドシップ様を呼んだか。お
Now,
う、ウォッカ、ダイワスカーレ
let's
ット。
talk about the
行
Foxy
くわよ。
General
おう、
you
ダイワス
serve.
カーレット。
Moktok says she's here for me, which means she'll be hunting me herself. Before the hunt begins, I need to know my opponent. You can refuse and play tough, or you can cooperate and save us both some time, healer. Good. At least you didn't try to draw attention with a scream. That way no one will die in vain.
Fine. I'll tell you what you want to know about her. But I expect something in return.
What makes you think you're still in a position to negotiate with me?
You can torture me until I
力が
talk.
みなぎってくる。
Or let's save us both some time. Warhead. Here's the question that's been bothering me. How have you managed to
一番を
survive
目指すんだから。
and endure
頑張らなきゃ。
centuries of torture? Borison aren't supposed to live that long. Or possess such regenerative abilities.
So, is that why the
柔軟もしたし、
Xianzhou Yaoqing wanted
準
to
備
take me away?
やってやる
To
わ。
some, I'm a hostage.
今日
But
もし
to
っかり走り
others,
込む。
I hold the secrets they desire.
行くわよ。
I still remember. In the early years of my captivity, the Foxians came and went. They extracted my blood in Nero, trying to unravel the mystery of moon rage. They wanted to conquer their fear of the Borison and free themselves from their bloodline. Unfortunately, They failed to uncover the secret. So, they resorted to the most brutal punishments they could imagine. Some seek power to destroy their enemies, while others seek power to become their enemies. Which one are you, Jiao Chou? Ah, I see. You're the most pitiful of them all, healer of the Yaoqing. You seek power to share it with others and do good. Well, then let me tell you the answer you seek. In our ancient legends, Duran, the ancestor of the Borisin, was dissatisfied with his limited lifespan and power. He yearned to dominate the skies and become the master of all the stars. To achieve his goal, he sacrificed the lives of countless Borisin and Foxians, pouring them into the spring bestowed by the Master of Immortality. Through a form of genetic sorcery, the water gave birth to a miracle. The lunar embryo. Duran ascended the birthing bed and obtained what he desired. A heart in the shape of a deep red full moon. He cut open his chest and replaced his original heart with this crimson moon. Laugh all you want, but only I know the truth behind every word. This moon heart beats within the body of every generation of the Borisin warhead. In the ritual that decides the new warhead, the successor cuts open the previous warhead's chest and consumes the divine heart, thus possessing it as their own. Devouring is the true essence of life, allowing us to endure and thrive. It gathers the life essence of all the prey we consume, making us stronger and stronger. I thought all hope was lost after 7 centuries of torment. But now, this heart is beating once again. All right. Now it's your turn to tell me everything about the Merlin's Claw.
Jiao Chou, I found you.
I know I'm in no position to question your orders, but if I understand correctly, you already have intelligence about the Borisin?
That's right. My people are busy collecting clues now. What's the situation, Wadza?
General, before we completely lost contact with Jiao Chou, I picked up a signal from his jade abacus. It won't take long before we locate their whereabouts.
If that's the case, shouldn't we immediately go there and join forces to eliminate the Borisin? Why are we returning to Stargazer Navalia?
Looks like your general has only taught you swordplay, not the art of the hunt. There's an old saying among the Borisin. In the forest, the hunter may easily become the hunted. While we may call ourselves the hunters now, chasing them blindly will only make us become the prey.
Are you joking, General? He's just a wolf who's been in prison for 7 centuries. Even with his accomplices, They're no match for us numerous Lawfu cloud knights. How could he consider us his prey?
Do not underestimate the enemy. Hule is not an ordinary Borisin that can be easily killed. The advantage in numbers means nothing when we face that monster. A vicious beast who hasn't tasted blood and flesh in 7 centuries is now lurking on the streets of the Lawfu right before the war dance. This is what makes the situation treacherous and unpredictable.
To him, the lives of ordinary people are just meat, ready to be devoured at any moment.
Exactly. That is why we must succeed in our first strike, or the situation will spiral out of control. You've heard of this military tactic, right? When you surround your enemy, leave one side open for them to escape. A skilled hunter must be well prepared, waiting for the prey at the most advantageous position. What would we do if we were the escapees from the shackling prison? While we can disguise ourselves and blend in with the crowd, we don't plan on staying here for long. In this case, what do we need most now?
A star skiff to get us out of the Lawfu. The Borisin we discovered at Stargazer Navalia were actually preparing a vessel for their escape.
We predict their next move, and we take them down. Let's start from where you found those Borisin.
注目の1番人気12番ダイワスカイ
Stream forth, gleam of old blades.
上空には灰色の空が広がる京都レース場。天気は何とか持ちこたえ、両馬場の発表です。人気と実力を兼ね備えた11番、今日は3番人気です。この評価は少し不満か。2番人気はこの子、ナイスネイチャー。さあ、今日の主役はこの馬娘を置いて他にいない。1番人気ダイワスカーレット。
私が一番期待している馬娘、気合い入れてほしいですね。
各馬娘、ゲートに入って体勢整いました。
If Yanqing hadn't
今スタート
saved
が
them
切ら
all,
れました。
we would not have many clues. However, the more well-prepared a plan is, the
そ
longer
して
it
その
takes
外
to
から行ったのは
adjust
5番
when it's
さらには2
disrupted.
番内で1番
If any
さらに
person
14
wants
番
to stick
あとは
to the
9番
original plan
外から
despite
16番向こう
the
上面に
risks.
入って
Are you
先頭は
suggesting
6番
this is an
順位を
autumn
振り返ってい
burst?
きます
Look
先
at
頭
those two
6番
Spyfarer
レースはよどみなく
Commission
進んでい
staff
ます続いて
They've
7
been
番その後ろ
observing
ダイワ
us
スカーレッ
in
ト
secret
外
since we
18
arrived
番
here.
差がなく10番内を回って4番外を通りまして13番外から行く15番内の方から11番内をついて5番外を回ります2番内には1番外で14番内から9番さらにその内からはナイスネイチャー外を回って16番後方2番手に8番17番現在シンガリラ7番先頭をキープこれは面白い展開だこのまま進みますか
これは大胆な作戦。完全に予想外でした。
まもなく第4コーナーターン
内から来るか外から来るか最後の局面です。
6番ここで抜け出した残り400まだ先頭は動かないこのまま直線での争いになるのか最終コーナーを曲がって先陣を切ったのは6番4番完全に抜け出した200を通過先頭4番しかしその差はわずか4番足の衰え4番譲らないか差を詰めた13番4番今1着ゴール若駒ステークスを制しました4番見事な勝利だ2着は13番3着に入ったのは11番
A peculiar issue.
Yeah, we've had some unscheduled star skiffs being constructed at this dock in Stargazer Navalia. Could there have been an error in the production planning for the assembly line? This is just weird. I thought all the pending star skiffs from before the war dance had been scheduled already. I'm sorry, but I need to focus on my work right now. If you have any questions, we can discuss them later.
やってやるわ。実力は引けを取りません。2番人気は1番ダイワスカーレット。
Don't you know that Stargazer Navalia is on lockdown now?
Hey, chill out.
But Stargazer Navalia is the shipbuilding port of the Cienjo Lafu. If the Skyfaring Commission called for a lockdown, there should be official documents proving it, right?
Official documents? Of course.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we proceed.
曇り空の下、東京レース場ダート1600ヒヤシンスステークス16人の馬娘たちが挑みます。このレース最も人気を集めているのは岸山荘1番人気です。3番人気はこの子です。7番さあ2番人気はこの子ダイワスカーレット。
You're aware of the Borison prison break, right?
今スタートが切られました。
Yeah, I've received the news, and I'll be on the alert.
Looks like you've been keeping an eye on the Sky Splitter. Have you noticed anything unusual?
No, everything is normal on the ship. Nothing out of the ordinary.
This is not a location for a Cloud Knight on guard duty, is it?
Well, this spot offers a great view. Are you here to keep an eye on the Sky Splitter?
Yes.
You've been observing the sky.
Honestly, just watching the ship. Speaking of which...
Thank you for your concern.
So, it seems that some Borison have returned to Stargazer Navalia in disguise.
イベントが始まってるわよ。1番目指して駆け抜けなきゃ。
I believe he was just slacking off. In my opinion, the staff members from the Skyfaring Commission appear more suspicious.
Remember when I mentioned that the Cloud Knights blocked all relevant news to make it seem as if nothing happened? Stargazer Navalia is not under lockdown.
But on the contrary, those staff members use Stargazer Navalia is on lockdown as an excuse to persuade us to leave. This contradicts the Cloud Knights' plans.
Their flimsy disguise has been exposed. Even if they try to hide it, there's no way they can escape.
Why are you still here? As I said, Stargazer Navalia is on lockdown now.
No, I never issued such an order.
Who are you?
Perhaps you haven't met me on the battlefield, but I am certain you've heard my name. Now I'm asking you a question, so answer me. Tell me. How many more of your comrades are here? Where were you planning to meet Ule?
This woman! She's the general of the Yaoxing! What are you still waiting for? Attack her!
I'm scared.
Stay put. Get there.
Eternal.
君の助けになれるといいな。
Familiar.
I'm so everything. レースにエントリーするのか？このティアラ、
On the still waters of oblivion, I weep for the
ダイワ
departed.
スカーレット。はい。
It too shall fall.
Run! Tell Lord Moktok about this! Why don't you kill me?
Because I need answers.
You were our war slave, so you should know us descendants of Duran. You want me to talk? Fine.
お知らせが届いて
Try
るよね。
whatever you
忘れずチェックしなさいよ。
But I assure you, you won't get anything from me. Only fangs and
レースにエン
blood.
トリー。
If I were to do that, I wouldn't be any different from you. I am the arrow that pierces the wolf's heart. I grant you a swift death.
That's exactly what I desire. Wolves that leave the pack are prepared for the fate of never returning home. But sadly, you didn't catch my partner. He will alert them.
Before you close your eyes, you should know that I allowed him to escape. Because he will lead the
一番
Cloud
早くて
Knights to
一番
Ule's
強い
hideout.
完璧な馬娘。そういう理想の私に少しずつ近づけてる気がするの。
Is this how you leave one side open? You let that Borison escape so you could track him?
いやグルーブマッチ。そう
This is the most common hunting tactic used by Borison.
何の
I know the methods of these
次のライ
abominations
ト
all too
も
well.
もっと
They always
どう
leave
で
an escape route for their prey, allowing
イベ
them
ント
to
が始まって
flee
るわよ。
in fear.
焦点
Then
気づ
they
た
chase them like it's a game.
ほら
Borison get great
もう
satisfaction from the last
夏は
struggles of
いいわ
their
よね。
victims.
日が長いからいっぱいト
Have
レーニン
you
グできるんだもの。
witnessed these things firsthand?
まやトレ
That guy called you a war slave. What exactly have you experienced?
Well, just a
レー
hazy past that I can barely
ス
recollect. Long ago, I was one of them. Not all Foxians are lucky enough to be born on a Xianzhou ship. I grew up in one of the worlds where Borison roam, known as the Fallen Territories by the people of the Yaoqing. To the Wolf Masters,
おピースを変
Foxians
換で
are
きます。
nothing but property. Cannon fodder used to slow down the Xianzhou attacks on the battlefield.
But you
タ
survived.
キオンさんって優しいわ
Not
よ
only
ね。
that,
美味
you
しい茶
became
葉も
the
分けて
general
くれ
of
る
the
し、お
Yaoqing.
役立ちグッズもくれるし
If。I get the chance, I'd love to hear stories of your past, General.
Speaking of stories, you've reminded me that now is not the time for them. Wabza, we've sent the warning from Stargazer Navalia. What's the situation on your end?
イベントが始まってるわよ。
Zhao Cho is trying to stall Hule,
確認
and
を
he
忘れ
signaled
ず
me
にな。
to not reveal myself.
Trust his judgment and keep watching. We'll
レ
be
ー
right
スに
there.
エントリーするのか。
I believe the warning we sent will stop Hule from attacking Stargazer Navalia. What will he do next?
The hunt is not over yet. Stay safe, Zhao Cho.
Please, save me.
I want to live.
Xiao, find a medical.
I see. How's the front line?
The Borisin beast chips have already landed on the Fenghu. It won't be long before this place is overrun as well.
What about General Yue? Any news from her? I'm her healer. I should stay by her side at a time like this.
She asked me to tell you that she's not coming back. She must protect the Cloud Pier telescope. General asks you to save that kid. The girl fought desperately just to bring us all back here alive. I've never seen such a brutal fighting style. Her body, it's like she was split open. Just like...
Her blood pressure is dropping. Do you hear me, Xiao?
Loud and clear. Get me some tumble dust. We've got to start the operation right now. I will bring her back.
Is that why you're so determined to learn my secrets? Do you hear me, Zhao Cho?
I do. Loud and clear.
So she saved you all in that great battle on the Xiangzhou Fenghu 3 decades ago. But to your surprise, you discovered her Borisin bloodline while she was at death's door. Moktok told me that she was a war slave who escaped from the Eclipse Pack. What a twist of fate. Turns out, she's from the same clan as I am.
Now I understand. No wonder she displayed such astounding power, determination, and cruelty in battle. Turns out it's all because of her Borisin bloodline. Mutt. Despicable mutt.
And she used the gift of her bloodline to destroy the Borisin. Moon rage, a blessing for wolves, and a curse for foxes. For Borisin, to have their bodies torn apart by moon rage and transform into a beast is the ultimate joy. But for you Foxians with poor regenerative abilities, it means certain death. Oh, with the burning fury in her heart, that Foxian general will eventually lose her sanity and indulge in endless bloodshed. The scars on her body will not be caused by enemy weapons, but by the immense power she can't withstand. One day, she will be torn apart and die as a monster. And in return for saving her life, you intend to give everything to solve this impossible puzzle.
Hule. Do you know the saddest thing about being a healer? All this time, I've devoted my life to bringing back those who sacrificed their lives to monsters like you. I exhausted myself, and my hands trembled. But I believed everything I did was meaningful. But once again, they rushed into battle. And then I heard of their deaths.
They died under your claws
またきつくなってる
and your jaws
後で調整に出
amidst
さ
the
ないと
flames of crashing
成長キー
star
プってのも考えものね
and under the Lux arrow of rainbow. Like a useless idiot, I saved a fish
エ
named
アグルー
Life
ヴ先輩って
out of the
ちょっとおっかない
cauldron
けど
called Death,
あの隙のなさは憧れるわ
only to watch it struggle, dive back into the boiling broth. So I asked myself,
ほ
why
ら
were they so
ぼ
eager
ーっ
to
とし
run
ないの
toward their death
時間がもったいないでしょ
after they had recovered from their wounds? Why wouldn't they value... Eventually, I realized that their deaths
今朝のテレビ
held
占い
value.
2位ってなん
Everything
か
I'm
微妙
doing
な
now,
順位悪くない
following
けど
you
も
so
やっとする
closely, is just for one reason. Witnessing your death with my own two eyes. Even your death has value. It will pave the way for a peaceful war dance. And a fully cured Feishao.
ダイワスカーレットはい
The thoughts in your pathetic head are hardly surprising.
Did you already know this?
Yes, I did. As Borison, we understand the value of death more than anyone. And as a healer who has witnessed so much death, you won't be swayed by fear. Oh, what a shame, what a shame. Your story actually sparked a trace of respect for you in my heart.
Can you even feel respect? With your corrupted heart?
Of course. Because I caught a whiff of my own kind in you. Unfortunately, in the end, you're still just a weak fox. As the wolf's creed goes, gift the wolf a dead end where new paths arise. Raise him to a doomed fate where satiation lies. The cowards in forgotten corners meet their unworthy demise. Yet the valorous in brutal battles
メニューはどうしますか
embrace their eternal prize.
頑張ります
That's why I'm keeping you alive for now. I want to show you how Borison truly respect their enemies.
始めます
We will consume your flesh and blood, nourishing our own. We will crush your hopes and dreams, clearing a path for our hunt. Your feeble souls will witness a new future. A future that belongs to me.
My lord, we received a message. Our arrangement at Stargazer Navalia has been discovered. We must act quickly.
トレーナーさん
That doesn't surprise me at all. Moktok, what's that noise?
It's the Sky Splitter. The ship that the Wardens will be held on is about to set off. The Skyfaring Commission will clear the air
体が
routes.
す
If our starships
楽しみ
try
です
to escape, we'll be
トレーナー
spotted.
さんすいま
Calm
せん
down, Moktok. Look at you now, hiding and fearful. Where is your Borison dignity?
なんだか調子
As I said, I'd sacrifice my dignity for your return. As long as you can come back to the Borison packs, there's still hope. Hope?
今日は何をし
The
ますか
Borison have forgotten the wolf's creed. Weak creatures put their hope in the strong, but the strong fight their way out. Bringing me back instead of choosing a new master only proves the decline of our pack. And as for the prophet who manipulated you into saving me,
トレーナーさん
she's just a liar trying to use Duran's offspring.
集中集中
Moktok, Let me tell you how the Burisin will rise to power. We won't hide like rats in the streets of the Xiangzhou.
But Great Warhead, our packs are not here. We can't go to war like this.
Our packs are not here. Wherever I go, everyone is the pack.
Stay away. Just don't come any closer. No!
We're the apex predators at the top of the hierarchy. As wolves who create fear, we don't become servants to it. If you're blind to the path, I will be the crimson moon that lights the way for you. Share my crimson blood with our brethren. Use it to infect those Foxians and strike fear into their hearts. Now, you devious monkey, come out and face me.
Chow.
Moza. Run.
No, he can't run, and neither can you. You've come at the right time, monkey of the Yaoqing. Tell your general that I launched a massacre here, drowning the Xianzhou in blood. From this moment on, wolves bearing my blood will hunt on every street, feasting on the followers of that devilish archer. Follow me, my cubs. We shall stride among the prey. If the wolves today, when new paths arise, raise him to a doomed fate where satiation lies. The cowards in forgotten corners meet their unworthy demise. Yet valorous in brutal battles embrace their eternal prize. Do you hear that? The rumble of the cannons. It brings back all the memories of past battles within me. My return will bring back the wolf's creed. In my own way, I shall save our weakened pack and restore it to its former glory.
The Sky Splitter's gun salute is really loud. So this is what the war dance is actually like? I feel like my eardrums are going to burst.
Well, how could they expect to attract people to come and watch if they didn't make a huge spectacle? March, you haven't forgotten what you came to do, have you?
As a representative of the Xianzhou Lafu, I will defeat all challengers.
That's the spirit. Sounds like you're all fired up. If you could just keep your legs from shaking so much, it would be more convincing, March.
Yup.
As the saying goes, the disciple takes the toil of their master. Remember, you are here under the identity of a Lafu swordmaster, taking the place of your no-good master Yenqing as the ringmaster.
But what am I supposed to do if my opponent for this round is super talented and just wipes the floor with me in seconds? Still a beginner in swordplay. I don't know where I got the confidence when I agreed to help General Huayan. Come on, there's no need to worry about that. If you are defeated, then your opponent shall have to answer to me. Although, if that happens, the honor and the glory of the Xianzhou Luofu shall all be taken by the Juming. Master Yuli, please, I'm about to compete. Can you say something that will give me a little confidence? March, think about the great storms that you, nameless of the Express, have weathered along your many journeys. There's no doubt that you have faced far more terrifying enemies than your opponents here today, right? Don't you feel a lot more relaxed looking at it that way? I've trained hard in the art of swordplay over these few days. It's time for me to get in the ring and prove myself. Let's go! Master Yunli, I don't think I'm completely ready.
みんな集中してましたね。好レースが期待できそうです。
これから第2コーナーへかかっていきます。セインスカイと5番。この2人が競り合っているぞ。期待通りの結果を出せるか。1番人気スペシャルウィーク、セインスカイ、会長に飛ばしていきます。先頭はセインスカイ、単身で飛ばしていきます。2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのは5番、外で7番。2馬身離れて10番、差がなく12番、スペシャルウィーク、ここにいます。そしてその外を回って9番、2番、追走。さらに内から1番、外から行く6番、後方2番手に11番、4番、現在しんがりだ。意気揚々と先頭を行きます。セインスカイ、どうでしょうこの展開。
ちょっとかかり気味かもしれないです。息を入れるタイミングがあればいいですが、
まだ牽制し合っているのか、互いに探り合いのままレースが進みます。
これだけ密集している。
さあ、誰が最初に仕掛けるのか。最終コーナーを曲がって、
夢に向かって駆け抜けます。
10番、2番手につけ様子を見守る。スペシャルウィーク、すごい足だ。スペシャルウィーク、ここで抜け出した。残り200。10番、食らいついてゆく。先頭は変わらず。スペシャルウィーク、スペシャルウィーク、リードは4馬身。突き放してスペシャルウィーク、今勝利です。この子にかなう馬娘はいるのか。ジュニアカップを制しました。スペシャルウィークの区間賞でした。2着には10番、3着9番。
ありがとうございます。次も頑張ります。Let me see.
Want to be a mech pilot? Join the IPC. Want to be a mech pilot? Join the IPC.
I was informed of your arrival by Madame Yukong and came to greet you personally. The news that if they ask you this, how will you introduce yourself?
March 7th, a young beauty from the Astral Express.
上空には灰色の空が広がる京都レース場。天気はなんとか持ちこたえ、大馬場の発表です。
天気持ってくれるといいですね。
虎視眈々。今スタートが切られました。各馬娘揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。
This path. The contestant hall is just up ahead.
Thank you, Miss Shikwe. Come, let's take a look around the contestant hall.
1馬審査13番そのうち並んでスーパークリークそして5番さらには4番8番最高峰からのレースになりました第4コーナーを進んで直線へ向かう
勝負どころ最後の直線へとかけていきます
桜学信号ここで抜け出した互いに足を溜めている展開このまま直線での争いになるのかスペシャルウィークここから仕掛けどころださあ内から先頭を伺うのは美穂のブルボン400を切りました
Such a giant weapon. Master Yun favors using overwhelming force over strategy.
外から飛んできたのはスペシャルウィーク200を通過
My battle style has always been simple and effective. One cut, and it's over. Observing the weapon that your opponent uses, assessing what kind of battle skills they excel at, and where their weaknesses lie, is the key to victory in battle. Sharpening a heavy sword like mine, for example, is obviously not suited for a long, drawn-out battle. So, it would be best to find a way to drag the battle out. Why would you tell me your weakness? That's the only way to ensure that we have a fair fight, don't you think? I don't want to see you go and lose to someone else, after all. Now is a perfect opportunity to learn how to evaluate your opponents. Let's use the people here in the contestants' hall to practice. If you know yourself and know your enemy, you will not lose in 100 battles. Know myself and know the enemy. Let's see. Who should I ask first?
Taste the ocean. A philosophy.
I came here because I wanted to meet the great Lieutenant Yin Xing I've heard so much about, and finally cross blades with him myself. Who would have imagined that he would take a disciple and have her be the ringmaster in his place? This is no more than running away from a fight, and is a great dishonor to the young Qing. This last-minute replacement, March 7th. Who exactly is she?
If I'd known I could use multiple weapons at once, I'd have brought my bow.
Hello, miss. Are you here to take part in the Ringmaster's Challenge too?
That's right. I'm the March 7th that everyone's...
What? You're March 7th?
Don't worry. I'm a newbie swordmaster who's only been practicing the art of swordplay for half a month.
March 7th. Standing before you is a seasoned cloud knight who has practiced swordsmanship for over 200 years.
Tricking the opponent into underestimating me is a valid tactic too, right?
みんな集中してましたね好レースが期待できそうです
先行争いはダイワスターレット、日本のブルボン、西のフラワー。期待通りの結果を出せれば一番人気。I am not used to wearing clothes like this at all. Oh, you're March 7th. The stand-in for Lieutenant Yunqing, correct?
That's right. And you are?
As you can see, I am the journalist entrusted with interviewing contestants on site.
I see the Skyfaring Commission has really gone all out as the host. Interesting.
That's right. A big event like this just can't go ahead without a few of us running around. Since the competition is getting started, could I ask you some questions that are on my mind? Know yourself and know your enemy, right? If you accept my interview, you'll learn all about yourself. First, the question that is on everyone's minds. Lieutenant Yunqing is not appearing in today's war dance. This is just gossip from unreliable sources, but I hear that Lieutenant Yunqing is seriously injured. Is this true? face. Could you please tell me how these serious injuries... Wait, your master got himself seriously injured so he could withdraw from the competition and allow you to compete in his place? Wow, not many masters would show such devotion to their disciples. Once the war dance begins, you will be challenged by master swordsmen from many different worlds, Miss March 7th. Are there any that you're looking forward to facing in particular? March 7th, you are quite arrogant. I mean, extremely self-assured. Thank you very much for accepting my interview. Much appreciated.
Yes. Yeah, this is just a regular Cloud Knight Devastator glaive. Oh, I understand what's going on, Miss March 7th and Miss Yun Lee. I'm actually not a contestant. I'm just here as a security guard.
トレーナーさん、すみません。少し休んでもいいでしょうか。
It's all right. I can't bear to watch other people make things awkward. So I always try to keep the conversation going. But then I'm the one who ends up making things awkward. I've gotten used to it by now, so don't worry.
There are still many guests arriving here. Please be cautious.
Understood.
The first round of the war dance is about to begin. Are you feeling okay, March?
Me? I'm fine. As soon as I saw these people gathered here, I suddenly felt weirdly relaxed. Looking at these contestants, I suddenly feel a lot calmer for some reason. I understand why you wanted me to know myself and know my enemy. I don't feel as nervous as I did before.
So, do you want to go out and see the ring?
今日は何をしますか？何でも頑張っちゃいますよ。行きます。調整はバッチリ。
8番人気
Very well.
3番
Go and
スペシ
get
ャ
your
ルメニュー
intel.
ちょっと厳しい面
Ah, shiny!
Walk through here. We'll be able to see the war dance's official venue.
行きます。
すべての馬娘が目指す頂点日本ダービー歴史に定石を残すのは誰だこのレース最も人気を集めているのはキングヘイロー1番人気です2番人気を紹介しましょう 星雲スカイ注目の桜花賞馬娘スペシャルウィーク2枠3番での出走。
気合十分いい顔してますね。
ゲートイン完了。出走の準備が整いました。
Wow, so this is what it's like from the spectator seat?
揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。
これは位置取りが熾烈になりそうですね。
先頭争いは星雲スカイ、アイネス封じ9番、期待通りの結果を出せるか。1番人気キングヘイロー、星雲スカイ快調に飛ばしていきます。先頭集団を見ていきましょう。第1コーナー回って第2コーナー。先頭は星雲スカイ単身で飛ばしていきます。2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのはアイネス封じ。1馬身離れて2番、外から9番、さらにその外からは11番、2馬身3馬身開いて6番、その外並んで成田ブライン、その後15番、1馬身差4番、3馬身差16番、内を回ります。スペシャルウィーク外でウォッカ、そしてその内ジンボリルドルフ、それを見るように7番エイシンフラッシュ並んできた。その後から12番、後方2番手にキングヘイロー、18番最後方からという体勢であります。向こう上面に入って先頭からしんがりまでおよそ14馬身。さあ先頭に立ったのは2番、続いて星雲スカイ2馬身離れてアイネス封じ、少し離れて11番、少し後ろから成田ブライン9番、並んでくる外目をついて15番6番、並びかけてきた。さらに4番、その後ろスペシャルウィーク外からウォッカ、内で16番、そしてその後ろから行くのはジンボリルドルフ、その後ろから7番、そしてエイシンフラッシュ、そしてその外を回って18番、残り 1000m を通過、内をついて12番キングヘイロー、最後方からのレースになりました。2番先頭をキープ。これは面白い展開だ。このまま進みますか。
これは大胆な作戦。完全に予想外でした。
大きな記録へ4コーナーへ。さあいよいよ直線だ。どのタイミングで誰が仕掛けるのか。星雲スカイここで抜け出した。さあ外で足を溜めています。最後のコーナー、最初に立ち上がったのは星雲スカイ。4着を切りました。星雲スカイ速いもはや独走状態。星雲スカイ先頭は星雲スカイ。
夢に向かって駆け抜けます。
Was a signals nearby, but we lost contact just a moment ago. That means he will be fine. Cloud Knights, search for the target.
以上の強さを見せた見事な勝利です。やった、見事勝利したのは星雲スカイ。ついに栄光のダービー制覇。2着にはシンボリルドルフ、3着はエイシンフラッシュ。
やっちゃった。
8番人気は11番スペシャルウィーク。
ちょっと厳しいメンバーです。
行きます。すべての馬娘がさあゲートが開く。
Hmm.